The 25-26 season is going to be a key one for the Milwaukee Bucks. After some meaningful roster changes and a lot of skepticism around the team, they have a lot to do to prove they're still one of the top names in the Eastern Conference. And I've listed my top 5 priorities for this upcoming regular season. First, they have to find a role for the young guys. Doc Rivers hasn't given the young players a lot of minutes, and I think they deserve at least a chance to prove if they belong in the league. Maybe they don't, but at this point, we just don't know, and we can only speculate. Tyler Smith and Chris Livingston have literally played 0 significant minutes, and if you're just going to let them walk away a few years from now, they deserve to have a real shot in an NBA scenario. I think AJ Green is a good example of how that could work. He was barely playing for the first year and a half of his career, but he was suddenly given the chance and immediately became a huge part of the roster. Same with other young players in other teams, like Quinton Post in the Golden State Warriors last season, where he didn't play until the end of January, but became a huge piece of the rotation once Steve Kerr tried him. I don't think we can just waste another season without having a clue of what Smith and Livingston can bring to the team, so Doc Rivers is forced to play them and check what they can do at an NBA level.
It's good. Tyler Smith.
Another thing the Bucks must do this season is becoming a good transition team. Giannis Antetokounmpo is arguably the greatest transition scorer ever, and it is just pitiful how a team that has him struggles so much to score fast break points. The Bucks ranked 27th in the league in transition points last season, and now that they have a younger and faster team, they're forced to use it to their advantage. They had some problems with their half-court offense last season, and that might be the case again, so every easy bucket they can get is going to be a blessing. And I know it's easy to say, oh, just run a bit more. What I mean with this is that they have to be willing to make some turnovers or miss some passes. They have to stop playing it super safe, because a few more turnovers are worth it if you're also getting some easy points in exchange. Don't be afraid of look for a go-ahead pass, don't punish players who try to push a pace, because even when it doesn't work, this kind of risk sends a message to the other team. This also can help building an identity, which the Bucks have lacked since Doc Rivers became the head coach, and I think they strongly need it right now.
Giannis off the catch, fires it down, and it's tied at 63.
Next, let's talk about the wing position, which is probably the weakest of the roster right now. And I know a lot of fans think the only way to fix this is trading Kuzma, but I think he actually has some skills that can be useful to a team and could help him fit. If he plays like he did last season, sure, do your best to get rid of him, but I think Doc has to work his best to make him fit on the system and use his height and versatility. I don't know, I can't help it but think that there is a good player in there, and you just have to find a role for him. He was somewhat forced to be important last season, but the addition of Amir Coffey might make it easy to find him a lesser but better suited role, where he can use his ability to put the ball on the floor, his transition game and his rebounding to become a solid rotation player. If it doesn't work, yeah, the Bucks will have to look for a trade, but I don't think he's useless, he's just miscasted in my opinion.
Big time defense. Got AJ putting his chest on him. Sims coming to help out. Who's first in the action?
Body bucket and one for Kyle Kuzma.
Next one might look like an individual goal, but I think it's not. I think the Bucks have to get Giannis into the MVP fight. I put it like this because I think it's not only his thing, this is a teamwork. They have to play through him and help him shine. They have to help him optimize his game and carry the team to a top spot. He's going to be more of a playmaker than ever, and if everything works around him, he's going to have a strong case for the MVP. But the Bucks do not only need to be good around Giannis, they have to work to build a narrative for him. If the team works and Giannis is playing at his best, the coach and his teammates have to praise him and make the media talk about him more, because I think that's a great way to keep him happy in Milwaukee and motivated to build another championship team. Make him feel he's well surrounded, both on and off the court, and the season might be a success.
Picks off the pass, needs some help. Yes!
And last, let's talk about the standings, where I think the Bucks should focus on fighting for a top 3 spot in the East. Cavs and Knicks are likely going to be fighting for the first seed, but the third spot is there to be taken, and they should be in the fight. It doesn't mean they have to be the third seed, because they probably are going to have to figure out some things over the season, but the team to beat for that spot is what? The Orlando Magic? I think the Bucks can be in that tier, being a tough team that is ready to put up a fight every night and even pull off an upset in a playoff series.
So when it matters, he's shooting 50% for 3.
But what about you? Which are your goals for this Milwaukee Bucks season? Let me know in the comments and subscribe if you don't want to miss any Bucks related content. Thanks for watching.